Be rolling whenever y'all are.
Chanita Foster is in the studio. You know what I'm talking about. It's all about Football Wives on VH1. Welcome, darling.
Thank you.
So we're both blingy people because they're always about bling on the show, and I'm always about bling, and I'm feeling what you got going on, too.
Hey, thank you, thank you.
So you've been married to NFL veteran George Foster for 6 years.
Yes, I have. 6 long years.
Is it really long? Like, are you super in love? Or
Long years.
Okay. It took a lot of work, huh?
What? A lot of work.
What kind of advice can you give a woman who is married to or wants to marry an NFL player or an athlete in general?
You've been bamboozled. You've been hoodwinked. Don't do it. No, I'm joking.
Wow.
Let me tell you, it is a challenge. I think the women think it's easy. They see the red carpets, the parties. They don't see your husband leaving you in the delivery room because they got training camp and they have to check in. They don't see the part when they're injured and you're sitting in a hospital room trying to talk somebody off the bridge because they think
they don't see the
dream
baby
is
rub
gone.
some big gay right here.
They don't know you can get handed a baby on the street at any moment. I mean, there's some issues that go along with this.
I get that because when my second daughter was born, I was at the Super Bowl. I wasn't playing. I had tickets.
So also, Chanita, we're talking to Chanita Foster from Football Wives. So also you're saying that women that are thinking that this is the most glamorous life, you also have to be a strong woman and support your man. Like, he ain't trying just to be with somebody just for beauty and trophy wife.
You know what? I think, too, that's why it's kind of funny. Everybody kind of talks about we aren't the most attractive women on Twitter and things like that. I find that kind of interesting because a lot of guys say the more quote-unquote prettier women are shallow. And it takes a lot to keep a marriage and to stay married in this industry. And like I said, you know, there's a lot of things that come along with it. And if you're definitely looking for money, you're looking in the wrong direction if you're looking at a football player because they don't have it.
So the attention that you've gotten from Football Wives has been some negative? You have to hear a lot of things. How do you deal with that?
It's all negative. Our last episode, you know, our husbands were leaving off for training camp. A lot of tears. I had to walk into, you know, childcare with my kids and tell them that my husband's leaving and they're not going to see him for the next 3 months. You had another wife, Dawn Neufeld, shout out. Her child has autism. And she has another little kid. So she's at home now with those kids while her husband's gone. Well, the negative feedback was, y'all knew what y'all was signing up for. You knew what you were going to get, and they cried too much. And I'm like, if your husband leave for a job and he's not going to be there, it's something to cry about.
Yeah, my woman cry every morning when I leave. Baby, when you gonna be back? Like, I get off at 9, baby.
So is there anything negative that you are portrayed as on the show and you're not really that person? What would you like to clear up?
I'm not a man. That's number one.
Wow.
You are 6'3", though.
I'm 6 feet. I'm not a man.
No man.
I done burped. Look, I done burped some kids, so that's kind of weird to me. I'm portrayed as the loud, ghetto one, I guess I would say. But I think it's because with television, they have to make good TV. But if you know me, to know me is to love me. So
are you guys coached somewhat to kind of like bring drama into it, or does it happen naturally? It does happen naturally.
Let me tell you something. All of us knew each other, but we didn't quote-unquote know each other. So you take 7 women who normally wouldn't be friends. That's almost like if they throw y'all in the studio. Y'all kind of know each other, but y'all don't. Oh, y'all going to argue. You're going to argue about some things. So there was a lot for us to argue about.
Mm-hmm. Well, you do have 6 children, and a lot of people don't know that you're actually currently in adoption process. And you have a daughter of a neighbor who could no longer care for that little girl, and then you have a child from your husband's previous relationship.
And let me fix that one because VH1 is a little wrong on their little website. My daughter, my oldest daughter, it wasn't from a neighbor. I actually ended up getting my daughter from an actual event that I was doing with another athlete. She was there, and she just so happened to look so much like me. Wow. Everyone kept saying, "This is your daughter," and I'm like, no, I'm not old enough to have a daughter. But making a long story short, her mom died of breast cancer. Her dad had a couple issues, and we kind of stepped in. This is a true blindside story. We didn't know her from Adam, but I'm like, I'm taking you home. So that's how we got my daughter. And my son is adopted through Swaziland, Africa, where my husband and I are building a school.
Congratulations, Chanita Foster, VH1 Football Wives. Make sure you check her out. Thank you so much for joining us, and continued success with managing your clothing line that provides custom football jerseys for football players' wives.
And thank you. I lived in Chicago 7 years, so I feel like this is second home, so I need a couple shout-outs. Chicago State University, I'm a graduate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Columbia, shouts out my best friend, Tequila Brown, Keoki Allen, Jimelita Tillman, Benny Henry, Judy Matthews, the list goes on. I love y'all. I miss y'all. This is home for me.
Thank you, girlfriend.